Today we are going to learn how to calculate percent of change, percent error, sometimes even called percent increase and decrease. They all require the same formula, which is just to create a proportion or use the percent equation. We are going to focus on using a proportion to solve these types of problems. Example 1. A Park District Flag Football League is changing the number of regular season games for each team from 16 games to 18 games. What is the percent increase for the change in the number of games? What we are going to do is use the formula. Well, not really a formula, but a proportion to solve these problems. Notice I have the amount of change, the original amount equals the percent of change, which is what we don't know yet, and 100%. When we solve problems with this proportion or equation, a proportion is an equation, we do not have to move our decimal places over because this is already a percent right here. This ratio right here is already in the percent form. This is why we are learning this first. We do not have to change our percent, our decimal into a percent when we use this method. All right, let's get started. So first we need to find the amount of change. When we find the change of one thing to another, we usually just subtract. So I am going to subtract the games. So I'm going to take the absolute value of these. 16 minus 18. We're going to get -2, which is just 2. The amount of change is 2 games. What's important is the original. The original game is 16. So that's what's going to be put in our original amount. This is where it could either make or break your problem. If you don't have the correct initial amount, original amount, the starting point, your solution will be incorrect. So that is the most important to determine which one is the original. So now we can just set up our proportion. The amount of change is 2 over 16. We started 16 games to 18 games equals the amount of change, the percent of change. I don't know what that is yet. So it's x over 100. And then we solve the proportion. Please show your work. We are solving this algebraically. I'm going to solve it 2 different ways. First, algebraically. So we cross multiply. We have 16x equals 200. We need to isolate x. So we divide. We do the opposite of multiplication. This is a multiplication equation. We divide both sides by 16 because we are trying to isolate x. 16 divided by 16 is just 1, which leaves us with x. 200 divided by 16 is 12.5. Now this amount is already in its percent. We do not have to move the decimal place over for any reason because, as I said earlier, our ratio over here is already in a percent, out of a percent. So all we do is add that percent sign and we write a sentence because this is a word problem. We want to summarize our solution. So it's asking us for the percent increase. The percent increase is 12.5%. Now, I want to do this. I want to do the same math, but I want to show you a different method. So I still am going to use my same proportion. 2 over 16, x over 100. Now instead of cross multiplying, I am going to isolate the x by first getting rid of this denominator of 100. So how do I get rid of it? I'm just going to do the opposite. This fraction is the same as division. The opposite of division is multiplication. I am going to multiply both sides by 100. That becomes a fraction. I am going to cross simplify. 100 divided by 100 is just 1. And look, I was able to isolate x. These are both algebraic methods. This becomes 100 over 1. We can cross simplify this as well, or we can multiply across. You all know how to multiply fractions. So I'm just going to do it the long way for this, and I get 200 over 16. The reason why I didn't cross simplify is because I wanted you to see how I get the same answer. 200 divided by 16 is 12.5% equals x. We've already written our sentence. I am not writing it again. We do not believe in double work, but I guess we are doing double work because I did it here. Double work. So sometimes I will require you to do the same thing twice if it helps you. You may not think it helps you, but I'm telling you it will. 2 different ways to solve this problem by using the same proportion. Here are our formulas: percent of change formula or percent error, percent increase and decrease. We can use the same formula. This is the proportion that we were using previously. Here is also a formula that you can use to solve these types of problems, which looks a little bit more simpler. Amount of change equals percent of change times the original amount. Somewhat similar. This is the formula where you need to change your decimal to a percent. So in a way, it's the same amount of steps. I prefer the proportion because the percent is already, your solution is the percent right here. This formula here requires that you change your answer to a percent. So you're going to get a decimal. Let's say for that previous example, it was going to be 1.25. This was what you would get. You would need to move the decimal place over 2 places to change it into a percent. Okay, which can be confusing for some, but some students prefer this method. I just wanted to show you that you have 2 formulas that you can use. Percent error describes the accuracy of a measured or estimated value compared to an actual value. It is always percent. I just wanted to put this definition in here because, like I said, what we're finding there, you can calculate many different percents. You can find, they sometimes call it the error when you're finding the difference, or you call it the change, percent of change or percent error, percent increase, percent decrease. Example 2. Sean estimated the attendance at a college basketball game was 3,000. The actual attendance was 3,480. What is the percent error of Sean's estimate? Round to the nearest whole percent. Here we go. I have the same proportion that I want to use. Okay, which is here. This is my proportion. So let's fill it in. Oh, but before we fill it in, we need to find the amount of change. So I take the absolute value. That's the start. I'm just reading it, and I'm just entering it in. 4.8. Okay, when we subtract, obviously, we get negative 3, 4. Oops, that is not correct. When we subtract, we get 480. Negative 480. The absolute value of that is 480. So that's our change. So the amount of change over the original amount. Now, what's the original amount? Oh, 3,000. Okay. Over the percent of change. I don't know what that percent error, that percent of change, that percent increase, all of those are the same, is over 100. And I wrote 1,000. Are you okay with that? Does that look okay to you? It's not okay with me. What I did is what you may do. You just don't read the problem. You automatically assume that 3,000 is the start, and so I'm going to put 3,000 there. But that is not the original amount. That is not the start. That is not the initial amount. The actual attendance. Okay? Estimated, notice the word, the estimated attendance was 3,000. Estimated is not the approximate answer. The actual is 3,480. That is what we are putting here. We are not working with estimated. When you estimate, you are rounding. How can we do an approximate calculation here with this proportion with an estimated amount? If you are given the actual, please always use the actual or approximate amount. So we are using 3,480. That is our actual original amount. So now let's get started. We're going to do this with a proportion. So we're going to cross multiply. I get 3,480x equals 48,000. Be careful with these zeros. We can make very simple mistakes by not doing the calculations correct. So we are going to divide both sides by 3,480. Now here, we can do this manually. Some of us can divide this out, but for the sake of this example, you can go ahead and use a calculator to do this along with me. We are going to put in 48,000 divided by 3,480. We get 13.79. All right, and the problem says to round to the nearest whole percent. So I'm going to round. This is going to round off to 14. And when we use this method, it's already in my percent. I don't have to move the decimal place over. Let's write that sentence. The percent error, and I don't feel like writing percent, so we're using the symbol. The percent error is 14%, and this is my solution. Okay, here's a try it. You're gonna try and calculate the percent error of the bolt slate on your own. You may use a calculator, but show all of your work, please. That is the end of the lesson for today. I made it short so I don't get evil eyes from you all. 2 examples and a try it. When you are done, please complete the 4 problems on the back of your guided notes. Please show all of your work. I do not want just the answer. You provide just the answer, you do not get credit.